Hey everyone, John Green here, and today we're diving into the fascinating world of English grammar. Grammar might seem like a snooze fest, but trust me, it's the secret sauce to clear communication. Whether you're writing an email, having a conversation, or even just thinking to yourself, grammar is the backbone of making your thoughts understandable. We're going to tackle 3 biggies today: tenses, speech, and those pesky common mistakes that trip everyone up. Don't worry, we'll break it down into bite-sized pieces and have some fun along the way. Because let's be real, learning a language should be an adventure, not a chore. So buckle up, grab your thinking caps, and let's demystify English grammar together. Ready to unlock the secrets of tenses? Let's do this. Tenses are like time machines in the language, allowing us to jump back and forth between the past, present, and future. They help us to situate actions and events in time, giving our sentences context and clarity. Imagine being able to tell a story without specifying when things happened. It would be confusing, right? That's why tenses are so important. The basic tenses are pretty straightforward. They form the foundation of our understanding of time in language. Present tense, used for actions happening now. Example, I eat breakfast. This tense is all about what's happening in the moment, right as we speak. Past tense, used for actions that already happened. Example, I ate breakfast. It allows us to talk about things that have already occurred, giving us a way to share our experiences and histories. Future tense, used for actions that will happen later. Example, I will eat breakfast. This tense helps us to plan and predict, to talk about what we expect or intend to do. Seems easy, right? But here's where things can get a little tricky. Each of these basic tenses can be broken down into more specific forms. English has a bunch of different verb forms to express specific time frames within each tense. These forms help us to be more precise about when an action occurs. For example, we use the present continuous tense, I am eating, to talk about actions happening right now, at this very moment. It's like zooming in on the present. And the present perfect tense, I have eaten, to talk about actions that started in the past and continue to the present. This tense connects the past with the present, showing how past actions affect the current situation. Don't worry if you don't master all the tenses overnight. Learning tenses is a gradual process, and it's okay to take your time. The key is to start with the basics and gradually build your knowledge. Practice makes perfect. Keep practicing, and soon you'll find that using different tenses becomes second nature. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. So, keep at it, and you'll get there. Now let's talk about how we report what other people say. We can do this in 2 main ways: direct speech and indirect speech. Direct speech is when we use the speaker's exact words, enclosed in quotation marks. Example, John said, I love pizza. Indirect speech, on the other hand, is when we report what someone said without using their exact words. Example, John said that he loves pizza. See the difference? In indirect speech, we often change the tense of the verb and use reporting verbs like said, told, or asked. Mastering direct and indirect speech will make your writing and speaking more clear and engaging. Plus, you'll be able to accurately report all the juicy gossip. Alright, let's level up our grammar game and tackle the perfect tenses. These tenses are essential for expressing the timing and completion of actions in English. These tenses can be a bit tricky, but with practice, you'll get the hang of them. Don't worry, we'll break them down together, step by step. Understanding these tenses will greatly improve your communication skills. Let's start with the present perfect tense. This tense is used for actions that started in the past and continue to the present, or for actions that happened at an unspecified time in the past. It's a versatile tense that connects the past with the present. For example, you might say, I have lived in this city for 5 years. This indicates that you started living in the city 5 years ago and you still live there now. Next we have the past perfect tense. This tense is used for actions that happened before another action in the past. For instance, I had eaten dinner by the time she arrived. This means you finished eating dinner before she arrived. Finally, let's look at the future perfect tense. This tense is used for actions that will be completed by a specific time in the future. An example would be, I will have finished the book by tomorrow. This indicates that you plan to complete the book before tomorrow. The key to understanding the perfect tenses is to pay attention to the time markers and the relationship between the actions being described. These time markers help you determine when the actions occurred and how they relate to each other. Mastering the perfect tenses will add nuance and precision to your English. You'll be able to express yourself more clearly and accurately. Plus, you'll sound super smart. So, keep practicing and soon you'll be a pro at using the perfect tenses. Section 5, Spotting the Sneaksters, Common Irregular Verbs. English verbs can be sneaky little things, especially the irregular ones. Unlike regular verbs that follow a predictable pattern like walk, walked, walking, irregular verbs have unique past tense and past participle forms. Here are a few of the most common irregular verbs: go, went, gone, see, saw, seen, eat, ate, eaten, do, did, done, come, came, come. The best way to learn irregular verbs is to memorize them. Flashcards, quizzes, and even just writing them down over and over again can help. Don't let irregular verbs get the best of you. With a little effort, you'll be using them like a pro in no time. Section 6. There, conquering confusing words. In this section, we will delve into some of the most commonly confused words in the English language. These words often sound the same but have different meanings and spellings, which can make them tricky to use correctly. English is full of words that sound alike but have different meanings and spellings. These are known as homophones, and they can be a real challenge for both native speakers and learners of the language. These pesky homophones can trip up even the most experienced writers. It's easy to make mistakes when words sound identical but have entirely different uses. This is why it's important to understand the context in which each word is used. Here are a few of the most commonly confused words. There. Let's break them down one by one to understand their meanings and how to use them correctly in sentences. There is a contraction of they are. For example, they're going to the park. It is used when you want to say they are in a shorter form. There is a possessive pronoun meaning belonging to them. For instance, their house is on the corner. It shows ownership. There indicates a place, as in, the book is over there. It points to a location. Your is a possessive pronoun meaning belonging to you. For example, is this your pen? It shows that something belongs to you. Your is a contraction of you are. For instance, you're going to love this movie. It is used when you want to say you are in a shorter form. Its is a possessive pronoun meaning belonging to it. For example, the cat licked its paw. It shows ownership by a non-human entity. Its is a contraction of it is or it has. For instance, it's raining outside or it's been a long day. It is used to shorten it is or it has. The best way to avoid confusing these words is to pay close attention to their meanings and context. Always double-check your writing to ensure you're using the correct word. Remember, practice makes perfect. The more you read and write, the better you'll become at using these words correctly. Reading a variety of texts and practicing writing regularly will help reinforce your understanding and usage of these commonly confused words. Keep practicing, and soon you'll master them with ease. Section 7. Avoiding the dreaded double negative. Double negatives are a big no-no in standard English. They occur when two negative words are used in the same sentence, creating a confusing and grammatically incorrect statement. Here are a few examples of double negatives. I don't have no money. She can't go nowhere. They haven't seen nothing. To avoid double negatives, simply use one negative word per sentence. For example, instead of saying I don't have no money, you could say I don't have any money or I have no money. Using double negatives can make your English sound awkward and unclear. By sticking to one negative word per sentence, you'll keep your grammar on point. Section 8. Practice makes perfect tips for mastering English grammar. Mastering English grammar is a journey, not a destination. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Here are a few tips to help you along the way. Read. Reading exposes you to correct grammar and action. Write regularly. Writing helps you internalize grammar rules. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are part of the learning process. Use grammar resources. Dictionaries, grammar books, and online resources can be incredibly helpful. Find a language partner. Practicing with a partner can make learning more fun and engaging. Remember, learning a language takes time and effort. Be patient with yourself.